Imagine that one day you just go out of a club, of a very fun night, and then you take the road, you go in your car, but somebody drunk hits you and pretty much destroys your car, but also you go to the hospital, and a few days later you'll find out that you lost the use of your legs. And that's something that can happen to anybody. So we're not free of that happening to us. And this is what we have to check it out. How are you going to live with that? And how are you going to build a house or adequate your house just in case you become disabled? And that's something that could happen to any of us. So the topic for today's video is going to see how architects design homes for the disabled. Well, and the topic for today's video was a request from Rick Russo, who made a comment on my videos, and that's what I'm gonna do. He wants to build a house here in Mexico, and he lives in America, and pretty much I believe he's retiring, so he wants to live down here in Mexico. But he says, I'm handicapped and I want a house with everything designed for my needs. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna pretty much talk to you about the disabled needs and stuff like that. So I hope, Nick, you're seeing this video. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to do it, down below in the comment section. So we're gonna start. And as for when it comes to disabled people or handicaps, I don't know if that's correct or not, or very polite. But here is what we have. The main thing to do the measurements is like the wheelchair, and here we have it. So here we have the the width and the length, and also how much of a space does it need. Pretty much we do all these measurements on meters. So if you folks happen to watch us from the United States, you're not very used to, I would say that 2.5 centimeters is an inch. So everything is like, it's gonna be in meters, so you don't get like weird about it. But we also we do it like, we have to take all the measurements necessary when they are handicapped people, and it's like the radius of when you guys spin or turn and you do the turns, to turn right, turn left, and everything when you're having a movement inside a house. And there's a lot of things to watch out. Also, the slopes has to be less than 6% wheelchair and slope, and also you gotta watch on the angle of the eyesight is about 30 degrees. And on the stairs, if you do stairs, well, you have to have somebody, it's also, you gotta check on who you are designing to. This could be a house for a single person, or it could be a house for a single house for a single disabled person, and it could be a house for let's say a couple, and that couple, one of them is disabled. So if you happen to have this case, you can do the stairs. And the H is like not very, the height, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna pretty much get closer, but you have it in here. It's not like that big of a deal. And also you gotta watch out for the reaches and all the measurements. We also do it, as architects, how much you can reach from moving your hands, and this is what we get in all the diagrams in here. Also the minimum turn and circle, which is about 149 centimeters to 100, and I would say it says 157, but I would even better do it on 160 centimeters or 1.5 1.6 meters. And also you gotta watch for the the doors. They should be at least 90 centimeters wide, which is about 3 feet. 3 feet wide. It's a little bit less than 3 feet, but yeah, pretty much is kind of like that with the doors and everything. And also you gotta be extra careful when you do the doors on the corners. It has to have like a little bit of space, especially when those little sections in here and in here, so you don't have, or at least you can get through the doors when you are opening them. Also when it's a big door, two leaf door, you gotta watch for the space for it. And especially in dining areas, usually when there's one people and they're not disabled, you just need like around 90 centimeters, 50 for the seat and 40. Let me get it close. So you need 50 for the seat and 40 for the space, the free space on the behind. But when it comes to disabled people, you need at least 100 or 1.4 meters. You gotta watch out for those spaces, especially building houses one story high. It's better if you're gonna have like stairs or anything like that. It's gonna be harder for them to climb the stairs. Also, it's better to have one story height, or at least one floor on the house. Don't have a second story on it, because once you get like old, it's gonna be harder to go off to the stairs. Let me get a little back. Yeah. Let me take this. I don't know what it's taking. Well, no, it's taking slower because I have a bunch of windows open of things that I was working on. And here you have it, family house before conversion, converted to an apartment for severely disabled. And there's the living area, the veranda and everything. And pretty much all the house is almost the same, except for the the bedrooms and restrooms. You gotta have like an extra space. Let me see if I have one. Or refrigerators. You gotta open something for the shelves. If you're gonna get through something, you're gonna grab something from the top shelf or the middle shelf. Movement area inside the kitchen. You'll also have to have some rails, and gotta watch out for the space requirement on garages and parking spots. It's 2.3 meters for the car minimum, and then 1.5 for the pretty much the wheelchair and all the movements you need. 150 is about, let's see, divided and pretty much say 5 feet. Yeah, pretty much 5 feet. And the car is about let's say something like 7 feet. 7 feet and I don't know, 4 inches, I believe. No, 8 inches. 7 feet and 4 inches, something like that. Old people's accommodation was pretty much building for the disabled. But the last one is the bedrooms. Let me look for it. So here I found it, and here is the restroom or the bedroom, whatever you want to call it, and space for the wheelchair. This is a very, very simple one. I'm just telling you pretty much what I would say, but we have more books. This is not the only one, but this is just like a general view what we see when we decide a place for handicapped people. There's a lot of books and stuff like that, but pretty much what we're doing in here is watching all the measurements so you can decide for them, and pretty much talking about some necessities they have. And one of the biggest one is like this, the toilet area and the shower room. And here we have both. There's a space for wheelchair in here, and you have to have in mind all the the rails and the handrail. All the handrails are good, so they can pretty much climb from the wheelchair to themselves. It depends on what kind of disability you have, whether it's because you're blind or you can only walk with you're limping, or you lack one foot, or maybe you lack both feet. It depends on you, but you gotta watch and be extra careful with that. But pretty much the wheelchair is what it helps. One of my friends, she lacks one leg, and her mom is the one who lacks one leg, and she has like stitches or crutches. I don't know. I forgot the word. I think it's crutches, and she lacks she's always wearing crutches on the street, but in the house she's always using the wheelchair, which is easier for her. And also, you gotta be checking for the folding bench. I saw one of these in Germany when I was in Munich, and there's like this kind of bathroom, and it looks awesome. You have like this little fall, and all the water that comes from the shower goes in here, and that's pretty much, so you don't have any barriers and anything like that when you pretty much working on the disabled. But this is like pretty much when you're doing a home brand new. If you're gonna adequate an old house, that's different thing, but you gotta be checking all those measurements, and maybe you'll have to do some demolition stuff, so you can get it, spread some measurements. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope it has helped you or anything like that. Just hit me with a comment, and I'll see you folks. Thanks for watching.
Así que abusados constructores, porque al menos el 50% de los profesionales de construcción tienen problemas en el control de los proyectos que edifican. Este es Constructo, un software que te da mucha oportunidad para que puedas operar tus proyectos sin pérdida y que no lo detectes hasta la entrega, sino a tiempo, que lleves el control a la mano, que estés totalmente protegido y que, pues se te haga más fácil llevar la administración de tu proyecto. Es tan fácil como entrar, darse de alta y obtener aquí el descuento que les van a dar por programas constructivos, una promoción que tenemos, pero pues prácticamente es como estar subiendo las cosas a tu Facebook, así tan fácil como eso. Es muy sencillo de operar, prácticamente la capacitación que necesitas es mínima y te ayuda a no perder y ganar mucho. Realmente es muy económico, y ahorita pues vamos a estarlo ofreciendo aquí en Planos Constructivos, así que chéquenlo. Ahí está el link en la descripción. Nos vemos.